Hey guys, Praveen here, and today's UI design tip is to not use primary buttons as much as possible. So, in web apps, in dashboards, in landing pages, we tend to use primary buttons for the main action state, but it's not really needed. And as a thumb rule, only one primary button per page per view, and that too remove it if it's really not needed. I would say use the outline button as much as possible. So this outline looks like a button and it works very well as a button in your web apps. So let's see a sample web app that I've created here. So as you can see, this has a outline button. The login pages, the auth page, forgot password, everything has an outline button. But when you come into the web app itself, it doesn't have any outline buttons. This button is any primary button. This button is outline. This is outline with some primary color into it, but there's not much jarring primary buttons anywhere. But you need to add primary button somewhere. So example, like in this model we can add a primary button for this. That's fine. So my point is to reduce it as much as possible. So even in the settings page you don't need primary buttons at all. The outline will do in most of the pages, in most of the places. And even in here something like this will do. So this is not a button per se, even this can be outline button. But so you can use a destructive button like this, the red one, even in only like destructive actions, I would say. So even here there's no primary button. Even in this settings pages there's no primary buttons. So I try to remove it as much as possible, but I've also added it in certain places, like in this model only one button is there and this should be the primary button, and even here only one button is there and this should be the primary button. So it's used on strategic places, not everywhere. Even so, see, this is not primary, this is not primary. So if you're adding primary button to all of these things, the page won't look good. It will be very disorganized. It will be very you don't know where to concentrate here. But if you have only one primary action button or destructive button colored like this, that looks better. So yeah, as you can see, there's no primary button in these pages. Even in this edit button, it's an outline button, so it's not a very eye-catching. The main thing that they should be concentrating on this center piece, not in the edge sections. And especially in sidebar, don't add primary button anywhere. So it's not needed. Sidebar comes in all the pages, so we should not pull your users focus to the primary button. So don't add primary buttons anywhere in the sidebar. And yeah, that's it. You can use a variation of primary for hovers or something like this, but this too is not needed. This gray can work here for the hover also. So sparingly use your primaries buttons. Treat it as a very accent button, and don't overuse it anywhere. That's my UI design tip for today. Use outline as much as possible, and if it's not possible, then go for primary button or destructive button, but stick with outline as much as possible. Let me know if these UI design tips are helpful, and that's all. Bye bye.